sit comfortably. Maybe it's in lotus pose if that feels good for you. Perfect. Thanks, Jacob. You're good. So sit comfortably. If you want to sit with your hips supported upright on a folded blanket, go for it. Do that. And then settle in. So we can start with a hand mudra today if you want to add on. And a strap might be good too. We have a dancer's pose later. Sorry, last minute thought. Gyan mudra. So there's these hand mudras or hasta mudras. And Gyan mudra is your index finger and thumb touching and your other fingers are outright. If you want, you can always use that and rest those on your thighs. Otherwise, palms face up. It's a really good place to go. And then the thumb and index finger touching symbolizes the union of self and universe, or also soul with supreme soul, however you want to look at it. Hi, Kirsten, welcome in. So just finding a comfortable seat. Soften your body, but elongate your spine. Roll your shoulders down your back. We'll start with one full deep breath in through your nose, slurp in as much air as you can, and then a big open mouth sigh of breath out. And we'll do 3 rounds of double inhale through the nose, double exhale through the mouth. We'll tense and hold in between. So double inhale, tense and hold the breath in, squeezing the body, vibrate with energy. Out the mouth, double exhale. Take a moment and let that settle in. And then double inhale, tense hold, double exhale. And then one more time, double inhale, tense and hold, vibrate, and open mouth, double exhale. Just start to bring your breath back to normal, maybe breathing in and out of your nose if that passageway is accessible. We use diaphragmatic breathing, breathing in slowly through the belly first, letting the ribs widen and expand, and then pull breath up into the lungs and exhale back from top to bottom. And let your eyes close and imagine focusing on the third eye, the point in between the brow line. If that didn't work for you, you can always light a candle, stare at a candle flame. Or you can visualize 1,000-petaled lotus blooming, unfolding. Try to bring your mind to perfect stillness. If your mind wanders, just pull it back. Think of the space in between your thoughts. As we sit here for a few more minutes, see if you can cease all fidgeting just for a couple minutes. You can imagine running energy through your whole system, swirling and buzzing around in your fingertips and toes, making its way through all the channels of your body. Keeping your spine upright and tall, shoulders soft, face soft. Focusing on the space in between your thoughts. Affirmation for today can be as simple as I know. I know my truth. I know my worth. I know less is more. I know my boundaries and respect myself. I know I am in charge of my happiness. Just a final few moments. If you'd like to, you can think or say silently to yourself, I am filled with peace, awareness, and unity. I am filled with peace, awareness, and unity. Last couple of breaths, take them in slow. And for our last breath, we'll slurp it all the way in and hold through the nose with a 3-part exhale. You can gently take your chin down towards your chest, softly start to blink your eyes open. When you're ready, we're already seated, so let's take our arms overhead in a big good morning stretch. Reach all the way up, up, up. You can interlace your fingers, flip your hands to the ceiling. Stretch your waistline up a little higher. Option to arch your back, tilt your pelvis, lift your chest, your chin, your gaze. Big breath in. And then exhale, softly bring your hands to your sides. We'll reach our right arm up and over in a side body stretch. Keep your sitting bones on the mat. Stretch a little more deeply, opening through your ribs. Inhale, come all the way up, and exhale, other side. Ease into it. Feel the sensations happening in your body. Beautiful. With an inhale, come all the way up. Hands can go down. We're going to come to our backs. Lower all the way down, nice and flat. Knees to chest, Apanasana. Squeeze your knees in. Keep your back flat on the ground, tailbone heavy. You can roll your ankles or feet. Maybe you start to shimmy a little bit side to side. Add a little movement on. And then just staying still. Plant your feet for bridge pose. Walk your shoulders down your back. Press your palms into the mat. Spread your toes wide. Press through all the edges of your feet and then lift your hips up with an inhale breath. Keep your cervical spine naturally arched and lifted off the mat. Lift a little higher as you press your feet into the mat. Take a breath in. And then exhale, slowly lower your spine down, your hips down, knees to chest, Apanasana. Keep your back flat and suctioned on the mat. So we're going to flow that just a few more times. Your inhale, plant your feet hips width apart, lift your hips, bridge. Your exhale, flatten your back down, knees to chest. Go with your breath a few more times. Make sure your shoulders stay down your back. Your gaze stays at the ceiling, even though your eyes might be closed. One more time through your bridge. And we'll come to Apanasana, knees to chest. Once you softly land, squeezing those knees in tight, take your right ankle over your left thigh, left leg straight up towards the ceiling, heel over hip. Thread your needle, hands to thigh, little hamstring stretch, little hip opener. Imagine taking your right knee towards the wall below you. Relax your shoulders, spread them wide on the mat. And with your next breath, switch it out. Left leg goes over the right thigh. Flex your feet. Relax your shoulders and face and neck. Thread your needle. We'll slowly find a happy baby from here. Unwind your legs. Grab your heels, your feet, or your thighs. You can be presently still, or you can add an organic movement. Listening to what feels right in your body. Exploring what feels good. Maybe staying a little bit longer in a stretch or in a flat back or whatever it might be. Beautiful. And from here, knees to chest, Apanasana, one more time, flat back. So reverse tabletop, your knees over your hips, flex your feet, rock your shoulders down your back like you would set up for bridge, palms in the mat by your sides. We're just gonna bicycle out our feet, extend one leg at a time, like a very slow bike pedal. You're just strolling along the riverside or your favorite place to bike at. Maybe it's a walking trail and you just imagine you're there. Keep your back flat, suction that little arch into the ground. Can you lower your legs a little more and really kick your heels forward? Notice if you're holding tension in your neck or your head or your shoulders, soften there. Let's pick up the pace a little bit, go a little bit faster, making the core do a little work. Really just warming up. For 4, 3, knees to chest in 2, and 1, squeeze them in. Grab behind your thighs, rock and roll front and back a few times, coming into boat pose. So we warmed up our core. We can come into boat just for a moment. Feet can be on the ground or you can extend them. Come into the cozy place on your sits bones. Make sure you're not on your tail. Feet can always be on the floor bent. You can grab onto your thighs or reach out, whatever suits your needs today. Keep the spine long. Hold for 4. Feet on the mat in 3. Feet down in 2. And 1, feet down. Whew. Okay, we're coming into fish pose. It's a heart opener. There are several options for you. Palms will be on the ground, under your shoulders, fingertips face forward. That goes for all the options. Take them slightly back so you get a bit of a lean back. We want to wrap your elbows when they bend backwards. So pull your shoulder heads forward so you can feel your chest open. Option 1 is to stay here and stretch open, either with knees bent or straight feet. Option 2 is to lift your hips up into reverse tabletop. And option 3 is to draw your long legs together, zipper them up, point your toes, lift up with an inhale, arching upward, keeping your hips open. Gaze at the ceiling, think of long lines of energy. 3 breaths wherever you are, and you can come out at any time if it doesn't feel right. Last breath in, lifting the hips, and slowly breath out, melt your hips back to the ground. Whew. Cross your ankles, tabletop pose. Now coming into all fours, keeping your spine neutral to start. Pull in some cats, cows. When you feel ready, maybe you start with an exhale breath and round your spine. And whenever you inhale, finding your cow pose, soft, gentle stretch of the core, shining your gaze forward. Match breath with movement. Take your time here, be slow. Maybe linger a little bit longer than you normally would if you kind of just rush through these. You want to sway your hips out side to side, be my guest. Always looking to feel really optimal in our practice. Letting go of the day, letting go of any of the stress for the season, just feeling good right now. Beautiful friends, when you're ready, come back to a neutral spine. We're gonna walk the hands slightly forward and really lower our hips to the mat first into a cobra. Hug your elbows back, let the hips come down, come into a little mellow cobra. It's like you're reversing all the way to the mat. When you get here, if you need to shimmy out your hips flat on the mat, go ahead. And then inhale, cobra, lift up, chest. Press your toes into the mat, the tops of your feet rather. Soft hug back of the elbows, last breath in. Exhale, let it go. Tuck your toes, come into either a high plank or tabletop, and make your way to your downward facing dog. Stretching it all out. Pedal out your legs and release tension in your neck. Shake your head softly. No and yes. Notice if your shoulders are right in your ears, get some space, some distance between the two. Nice. From here, we're going to tippy toe our toes forward, forward fold, feet under your hips, or even slightly wider, or you can bring your toes to touch. You know the drill. Release your head and just hang. And then if you want to ragdoll, take any sort of bind. Maybe let your weight sway from side to side. Finding slightly straighter legs, sending your tailbone to the sky. Then you can softly release your hands, maybe walk your feet in a little bit closer, slowly round your back, bend your knees, and slowly rise to standing. When you get to the tippy top, take a moment, roll your shoulders front and back a few times, bringing release. Let your hands shine forward. Lift your toes up, spread them wide, seal them back down. Find your firm base to start with. Inhale, mountain, sweep your arms overhead. Beautiful. Press your palms together at the top. Just linger here just for a moment. Feel a nice straight line. Take a breath. And on your exhale, bring those thumbs to your third eye. Pause there. Maybe gently touching against the space in between the brows. If you did not set an intention, you can set one now. If you did, just recall what you set your time here for. To seek consciousness, to find calm and joy and light. Let's take one big deep breath in. Open mouth, exhale, release your hands by your side. Inhale, mountain, reach for the sky. Press your palms together, a little arch at the back, look up. And exhale, forward fold. And slide up to a halfway lift. Lots of energy in your spine. Notice your knees. Avoid locking them. Soft bend. And high plank from here. Nice and active. Heels high on the toes. Press it away. You've got foundational strength. Activate it right here. Split shift slightly forward. Exhale, lower half or all the way down. And inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. You can elevate the legs. Exhale, downward facing dog. So good. Inhale, soft knees, look forward. Exhale, walk, hop, or float, and fold at the top. Halfway lift with breath. And release. Standing mountain, hands to the sky. Inhale. Prayer hands to your third eye. Exhale. Stay here for a big breath in. Release your hands by your side, breath out. Inhale, mountain, press them together. Exhale, sit into chair, bring your hands to your heart. Your legs can be apart, they can be together. Just shift that weight back onto your heels. Shoulders down your back. Very nice, friends. So if you didn't get to work on Gyan Mudra or hand mudra already, just a recap, it's index finger and thumb together. The other fingers are out. It's like your little eyeglasses, right? So that's one mudra we might see again later today. Another hand shape we might find is when we come into awkward chair, bringing your hands forward, palms face down, arms are in line with the shoulders. Pull your shoulders into your back and squeeze those fingers together. Very nice. Sit down a little more. Shimmy your seat back in space a little more. Take one more big breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Release. Halfway lift with breath. High to low plank, chaturanga, cobra, skip it. Up dog, inhale. Down dog, exhale. Very good, very nice. Inhale your right leg to the sky. Reach up, up, up. Maybe take your left heel off the mat as you reach even higher. Big breath in. And exhale, low lunge. Step your right foot between your hands. Now bring your left heel over your hip. Grounded twist. So your right arm goes up. Twist to your inner thigh. Torso to that inner thigh. Shoulders down the back. Create long lines of energy. And feel that energy move through you. Slight hug to the inner thighs. This next one's a big one. Take a breath in. Exhale, turn to the left, Skandasana, back of your mat. Shift your hips to the left, bending the left knee, hips go back. Hands can be down at the heart. Left foot can be solid. Your heel can be up. Your right toes can be planted or up. So many options. Feel it out. And breathe. Feel a nice stretch in your right inner thigh. And from here, another big one, but you got this. Start to press into your left foot. We're coming into warrior two, so you might already point your right foot forward. Stand up, bend your right knee, come into Virabhadrasana. Very good. Solid. Option to flip your palms up or keep them down. Option to find your hand mudra. Jnana mudra. Uniting self and universe. Lift up energy through your chest. Big breath in. Exhale, extended side angle. Just keeping the shoulders stacked, the spine long, the hips in line. Drive through those solid feet of yours. Inhale, reverse warrior. Come back up, stay with that bend in your front knee. Maybe your hand mudra stays or comes back here. Especially that top hand, friends. Very nice. Take one more breath in. Can you reach a little further back? Exhale to the mat, chaturanga. Move with consciousness. Be aware of what your body's doing. Be aware of breath and sensation. We'll meet in your dog. Inhale your left leg high. Notice if your shoulders are in your ears again, create that space. Maybe lift your right heel off the mat, reach up, breathe in. Low lunge, breathe out. Left arm up, grounded twist. Torso to the inner thigh. Try to bring the shoulders stacked. Long lines of energy going every which way. Check your breath. Fluid. Beautiful. One more breath in. Exhale, turn to the right, Skandasana, back of your mat. Find some way to open and elongate your chest. Stretch that left inner thigh. Big move for the left side. Get ready. Take a breath in. Press through your right foot, warrior two. Come up. Make sure your heel to arch is landed. You can always pivot that right toe, the toes slightly in for stability and to ease any torque and tension on knee and hip. Maybe find your hand mudra or palms up. Let's play. Finding more space on your spine. Let those wheels spin. Last breath in. Breath out, extended side angle. Find a little more space in your body. Breathe and stretch. Last breath in. Final breath out. Inhale, reverse that sweet warrior. Rise up. Hand mudra to the top hand. Shoulders wide. One more breath to reach back. Exhale, extended side angle to the mat. Downward facing dog. Maybe, did I say extended side angle and you knew I meant chaturanga? Good job. You know, it happens to the best of them. All right, take a big breath in. Exhale, step to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair. And then bring those palms in line with shoulders face down, shoulders in your back. Squeeze your hands together so you can feel energy vibrating. Really reach straighter, further away. Pull the shoulders in, squeeze the fingers. Sit deep. I know you can sit a little deeper. Let's take it down. One more breath in, get a taller in your spine. Breath out, chaturanga. Nice work, awesome, Karen. Yeah, Jacob. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga, take it or leave it. Add those on to your practice and free will. Inhale, up dog. Exhale to your down dog. Inhale, right leg high. We flow. Exhale, low lunge. Right arm up, grounded twist, breathe in. Turn to the right, yes. Exhale, skandasana, turn to the left, back of your mat. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, chaturanga, high to low. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, your left leg sky high. Exhale, step through low lunge. Grounded twist, left arm up, chest to inner thigh. Exhale, turn to the right, skandasana at the back. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Yes, Kirsten, I know you're there. Exhale, chaturanga, take it down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Ooh, take a little pedal. If you have blocks, you might want to grab them. Inhale, lift your right leg high, skipping chair. Exhale, wide low lunge. Step it out to your pinky toe, back knee down. Runner's lunge, shoulders down your back, open your chest. Hands or forearms can come to blocks. Or maybe if you feel accessible, you can bring those elbows directly under your shoulders to the earth. Feel free to lift your big toe off the ground and let your right leg open up a little. Introspection here. Let's take a moment to soften our eyeballs. Just one more full cycle of breath. With your next inhale, start to press your palms down, rise back up, plant your foot on the mat, lift your back knees, spin to the left side, skandasana to the back of your mat. Take your left hand in front of your left shin and to the outer left side, fingertips point to the left, reach your right arm up. Really open and expand. You can stay here or take your hand to a half bind to your low back. Maybe reach your left hand around if you have that space, shoulders out of your ears and wide. Just take a moment to breathe. Maybe look over your right shoulder. We'll start to release that bind. Drive through your left foot, come into your warrior two. Nice and slow, set it up. Start to land. Big breath in here. Exhale, extended side angle. So good. Reverse your warrior. Chaturanga. Nice work, friends. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Beautiful. Inhale, your left leg nice and high. Reach for the sky. Exhale, wide low lunge to the outside of your left hand. Back knee down. Runner's lunge. Shoulders down your back. Lower to those elbows. Let your left knee open up. Really opening up that stretch into the inner thigh, the groin, the psoas. Can you find a way, wherever you are with palms or forearms down, to let your chest extend forward? Shining little beacons of light, like movie projectors, out of the third eye and out of your heart space. Still finding softness in your neck, your face, and the shoulder blades, the scapula, tucked into their wings, their little holes. Just another round of breath. Slowly begin to rise back up to palms. Plant your left foot, tuck your back toes, lift your knee. Pivot to the right side, Skandasana, back of your mat. Open your chest, maybe extend those arms right in front of your right shin, left arm up overhead. You can always work on that half or full bind from here if you'd like. Keeping the spine long, the chest free. Collarbones, got so much room. Shine those pearly whites at the camera. One more breath in. On your exhale, start to bring your spine to your heart. Warrior two, drive through your back foot, travel and land. Big breath in, warrior two. Exhale, extended side angle. Open that chest up. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Chaturanga to the mat. We'll meet in your downward facing dog. From your dog, just pedal it out, just softly bring tension away, melting away from the low back and the hips. Inhale, soft knees, look forward. Exhale, step forward and come down to your back. Slowly lower your booty down, flat back on the mat. Reverse tabletop, knees over chest. Palms into the earth. Just bicycle it out like we did at the beginning. Flex your feet. Take it slow. You can press up towards the sky, or you can press a little lower to a nice, really low to the ground hover. Keep your back flat, work in the core. Notice if you've arched away from the ground. Keep double checking there and pull it down. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, reverse tabletop, and 2, and 1. Knees over hips, flex your feet. Reach your arms overhead, palms to the sky. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, reach forward, lift your shoulders off the mat. Pump the water here. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe in. Breathe out. Keep going, shoulders a little bit higher, a little bit higher. Almost done. Last 4, 3, last 2. Yogi bikes on 1. Elbows wide, lift and twist. Bring opposite elbow, opposite knee. Avoid drawing your knee into your chest. Keep that reverse tabletop shape. Bring your elbow a little higher. Shoulder has to lift. Work some obliques. Work that low back. Almost done. Last 8, 7. Lift a little higher. Last 5. Final 4, Get that twist nice and deep. Last 3, 2, 1. Woo! Knees to chest, friends. Take some deep breath, knees wide. You can shimmy across your low back, or maybe even take a reverse star. Or it's not even a reverse star, it's just a star on the mat. Open up, spread those limbs wide and breathe. We'll softly begin to draw your knees into chest, Apanasana, little squeeze. We're gonna rock front and back a few times and come into tabletop on our forearms. Table what? On what? So tabletop, if it's accessible to you, bring your forearms onto the mat. That takes tension away from the wrists, and you can always just, rest them on a folded blanket, a towel, or on blocks. But if you're nice and flat on the ground, bring your hands actually over to your elbows to make sure you're still shoulders width apart. And then bring your palms together. You can interlace your hands. So coming into a dolphin pose, first I'd like to say with the palms and fingers interlaced, the very bottom pinky finger, you can always tuck that to the inside, taking pressure off that very bottom pinky. That's a little pro tip from me. So you can stay right here and just feel the sensation of pushing your forearms into the mat to bring your shoulders up out of your ears. Now this might be good enough for today, just working here. If it's feeling rather intense, just stay and work here. If you want to take it a little bit deeper coming into dolphin pose, tuck your toes and lift your hips to the sky like a little down dog. You can stay here so long as you keep pressing your forearms down, shoulders out of ears. If you want to walk it in a little bit closer, take your seat a little higher, that's fine. Just stay and breathe for a moment. If you're someone that is really solid with your forearms stand, feel free to take your feet up the wall or come to a wall. Let's just hang out here for a minute. And when you start to eventually get your hips a little higher, you can take one knee to your chest and then the other. Just playing around as we build strength. And then when you've had enough, bring your knees to the mat, reverse or that tabletop shape. And then press up to your palms into tabletop. Walk your palms slightly forward into puppy pose. Melt your chest to the earth. Hips stay high. If you have tension in your shoulders, you can always put your forearms on blocks. Couple more breaths. With your next inhale, tabletop pose. And then make your way to downward facing dog. Nice. Inhale your right leg high. Exhale, low lunge, warrior one. Pivot your back heel and rise on up. Softly float your hands to your heart. Step into your right foot, come into tree pose. So you'll slowly come forward. You can bring your foot to the ground or slide it up or pull it all the way up, shoulders down your back. Find equal balance of pressing and receiving right into that midline. You can grow any sort of branches or hand mudras. Just a couple more breaths. We have the option to add on, if you would like, dancer's pose and bow pose. We'll start in dancers. Slowly bring your left knee forward. Take your left hand down, reach your knees together and capture the inner arch of your foot. Hug to the midline again. Extend your right arm up and slowly hinge forward as you kick your foot into your hand. So dancer's pose, you can use a strap as well. We want to keep our hips and shoulders square. So rather than opening up, pull your left shoulder forward, hug your inner thighs together to square them off. And then maybe that hand mudra, bring your thumb and index finger together. Find a union here, a connection. Opened spaces, open hearts, open minds, balance and stability and grounding. Slide your left shin up the wall just a little bit higher. Get a little more lift on that back foot. And then if you want to switch this into bow pose, you will now bring your right palm to face down. Squeeze your fingers together like we did before. Take your gaze over those fingertips and then open up your left hip and shoulder. Just let them open as much as you can into bow pose. Find 2 more breaths, steady. Last breath in. Slowly bring it to standing on your breath out. It came out early. Whew. Hands to your heart or your third eye. Take a moment to let that wash over you. Beautiful. Hands down by your side. Inhale, mountain. And exhale, fold in half. Halfway lift with your breath in. High to low plank. Last one. Or second to last one. So take it or leave it. Inhale up. And exhale down. From your dog, inhale your left leg high. Exhale, low lunge, warrior 1. You can bring your hands now down to your heart, finding relief in the shoulders. Press into your left foot and step forward into your tree. And slide it up or keep it grounded on the mat, that left foot. Or right foot it is, excuse me. Maybe you grow your branches. Just a couple more breaths, hold steady, hold still where you're at. And to transition to dancer's pose, slowly draw your right knee forward, draw your knees together, right hand sweeps back, capturing your inner arch. Thumb should be on the sole of your foot, left hand to sky. Breathe in and exhale, kick your foot into your hand as you hinge forward, arching into your back. Spread your left toes wide, root all of them into the earth. Press your inner arch into the mat. You can always hold on to a wall or do it with your left hip on the wall. Find that steady breath, your focal point, your drishti. And for bow pose, you can flip your palm to the mat. Squeeze your fingers together, reach forward sharply with your gaze and hand, and then really kick to open up the hip and shoulder here. Whew. If you fall out, just come back in when you're ready. Nice, just a couple more breaths. Good job, everybody. Last breath in, and exhale, slowly bring it to standing. Hands to your heart or your third eye. Let the balance wash back over you. Hands to your sides. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Last chaturanga here, or skip it. We will meet in your downward facing dog. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, your right leg high. Half pigeon, right knee to your right wrist. Shin to the mat. Left leg long. Open your heart, lengthen your neck, and fold it on forward if you're ready. You can always use that folded blankie anywhere you'd like. 2 more breaths. Your next inhale, start to press your palms down, lift up your chest, tuck your back toes, lift that knee, and shake out your right leg to the sky. Flip dog or wild thing are always an option here too if you'd like. Bring your right toes to the mat behind you. Extend your hips and heart up. Reach your right hand overhead. Last breath in. Downward facing dog with your breath out. Nice. Inhale your left leg to the sky. Half pigeon. Finding that balance right through the midline, the center. Folding to your deepest expression when you're ready. Heart wide open. Room to breathe fully in the belly. When you think of union with self, what does that mean to you? What are your thoughts on the energy inside? How do you explain it? Can we go beyond the physical realm of earth and matter? Is there more? 2 more breaths. With your next inhale, begin to rise up to your palms, tucking your back toes, lifting that knee, left leg to the sky, shake it out, or find your wild thing or flip dog. Left toes to the mat and extend your hips and heart up nice and high. Last breath in. Find your downward facing dog. Woo-hoo. From down dog, float your knees to the earth. Take a seat. Extend your legs long in front of you, please. From those legs extended long, bring your hands behind you, round 2 of our fish pose. So you can either stay here, you can plant your feet here, you can lift up in a reverse tabletop, or you can zipper your legs together, point your toes, balls of feet touch, lift up with the breath in. Breathe here, keep pressing your toes forward and down into the mat. Extend up and open with that breath so strong. Last breath in. Exhale, slowly float your seat down. Whew. Stand up nice and, well, sit up nice and tall, not stand. And Dandasana step. From here, plant your right foot on the mat, heel towards your hip bone. Or you can take that foot across for a twist. Right palm behind you, take your left arm up. Now just with the belly, our 3-part twist. Take a breath in. As you exhale, just twist belly to the right towards the inner thigh. Take a breath in, get taller in your spine. Exhale, twist shoulders over. You can always bring that forearm down around the thigh. Another breath in, get even taller. And now exhale, twisting your gaze to look over maybe that right shoulder. Sitting up so tall, getting that gentle bit of twist in. Belly to thigh. Last inhale, twist a little more breath out. And slowly inhale, unwind, extending both legs forward. Whew. Shake and shimmy it out. Bend your left heel towards your hip. You can keep it planted right there, or you can step it over the right side. Left hand is support behind you. Reach your right arm up, breathe in, and exhale, just belly to thigh. Option to wrap that hand around your shin. Get a little taller, left hand is support. And exhale the shoulders now. Twist the shoulders, gaze is still forward. Another inhale, get even taller. And exhale, twist, look over your left shoulder. Incorporate it all in as you get tall, as you twist deep and squeeze the inner thigh and belly towards one another. Plant your left ball of foot in the mat. Last inhale. Twist it out, breath out. And inhale through center, unwind, extend both legs forward. Beautiful, sweep your arms up overhead like mountain. And exhale, seated, forward fold, Paschimottanasana. Reach for your feet or legs. Soft bend in your knees, softness in your low back. Extending forward with this natural curvature of your spine. Folding it in with every exhale breath. Toes to the ceiling. Release, find softness and length in your neck. Take one more breath in to find a little more length and stay and deepen with your last breath out. Use your palms, support yourself up, bone by bone, and slowly lower to your back. Apanasana, knees to chest, squeeze them in, have a nice flat back right here. Whew. Beautiful, legs up the wall. Point your toes and flex your toes, heels stacked over your hips, walk your shoulders down your back. Just take a couple of moments here to let tension, fluid, stagnation release from the legs. Soften your face, unhinge your jaw, let your teeth part. Top of mouth to bottom. One last big breath in. Knees to chest with your exhale. Find a little compactness, round it up, give yourself a little hug. Breathe in. Release everything, Shavasana, breathe out, take up space. Walk your shoulders down your back. It is 5:29. I want to give us a few minutes at least here. If you got to go, I understand. Otherwise, let me just guide you in. Feel where your body is connected with the earth, all the points of contact. Intentionally letting your little toes fall open a little wider. Your hands uncurl. Feeling a line of energy from your tail. With every breath, rise up through the crown. Sparking the internal flame of fire, of energy. The true meaning of yoga is union with the divine. Our postures, our asana, is one way to get us there, to get our bodies, our minds calm and ready. When we hit into those final three highest chakras, with the actions of drawing inward and upward, energy, breath, flow, coming ever more into our brain in the space of Sahasrara, the crown. Awaken your brain, your heart, your nervous system in general. With concentration, deep meditation, and finally, absorption. I want to leave you with this quote, this affirmation. The whole world is my home, and the human race my family. With an open heart and an open mind, I embrace all. Let's take a final minute. Fill up some of that brain space with gratitude. And when you leave your mat space today, leave with intention. Try to remain in a state of calm and awareness. And to know your worth, your boundaries, your truth, and your unity with self and others. Take a big breath in and sigh an even bigger breath out of your mouth. And if you are ready to move, start to wiggle your fingers, your toes, your wrists, your ankles. Maybe stretch everything long. And yawn or arch your back, shift your jaw around. You might find knees into chest and squeeze yourself in tight, maybe falling the knees off to the right side for fetal pose for a moment. You could always choose to rock front and back and come up to a seat. When you get to that seat, why not find that long spine again? So we are always trying to work on opening our heart and standing tall and proud and looking people in the eye and looking at the horizon instead of always down. Yes, see where you're going, but also don't forget to see what's happening around you. Enjoy this beautiful life. Hands to heart if you'd like to join me, Anjali Mudra, with deep respect and gratitude. Namaste.